So I want you to understand, not just on like a I told you so level, but on a deep sort of like in your guts level, why plotline is so important. So I'm going to kind of give you some metaphors in life and some scientific evidence that kind of illustrates this to you so that you really do understand the process a woman's going through when she has a little drama and how that creates attraction. Okay? The first thing I want you to think about is think about like a romantic comedy movie. If the plot line was guy meets girl, girl meets guy, they love each other and live happily ever after, that's a shitty movie. It's a shitty movie, nobody's going to watch it. It's not very compelling for you as a viewer. It also wouldn't be that compelling for either of the characters. Or imagine a sports movie where the movie is, say it's like a soccer movie, and the team wins every game like 8-0. They just, from the start of the movie to the end of the movie, they win every game 8-0. Is that a fun movie to watch? No. The more fun movie to watch in the romantic comedy is like there's this drama, they hate each other, there's these obstacles to them getting together, they don't know if they like each other, maybe they think they fucked it up by like, or they were misunderstood in some way, and then they finally get together and there's this catharsis that comes from it. Or in the soccer movie, maybe like there's like the team has like a bunch of injury problems and they lose a bunch of games, and then their star player has like some kind of personal drama, and eventually they bring it together to win the championship. That's a much more compelling, much more interesting movie. And the meaning of the movie isn't that they won the championship or that they met their dream person. The meaning of the movie is the struggle they went through to get there. Okay, the journey is the destination in a way. Okay, so I want you to kind of have that idea there, and then combine that with the idea that as human beings, we value what we worked harder for, right? And this makes total sense from evolution, right? Like we need water to survive, but it's not really highly valued most nowadays because it's so abundant, nobody cares, right? Whereas like diamonds don't really help our survival on a day-to-day level, but it's scarce, so we value it because it's hard to get, right? So scarcity is a value because it makes something hard to replace. Similarly, you value what you worked for. Right? If you're just naturally good at something, you take it for granted. If you have to work your ass off to be good at something, then when you actually achieve it, it's an accomplishment. Okay? So for this one, I want you to put yourself in this scenario. Okay? You're going to come buy a car from me. I have this car on sale for $10,000, and you come up to me and you're like, "I'll give you $5,000 for it," and I'm like, "Done," and we get ready to sign papers. How do you feel about that transaction? Most people don't feel very good about it. Most people feel like I got screwed somehow. There must be something I didn't know. Because why is he willing to give it to me for $5,000 when it was at $10,000 so easily? Was it not worth $10,000? Is the engine broken? Is there like, was a murder committed in this car? Like, what's wrong with this car? Right? Whereas contrast that to someone, I say, it's $10,000, you go, "I'll give you $5,000 for it." I'm like, $8,000, you're like, $7,000, we're like, 77, 72, 7,500. Okay, fine. And we negotiate, and we haggle, and we bargain it out. And eventually, you actually paid time and a half as much. You paid $7,500 for it instead of $5,000. Most people feel better about that transaction, though, because they feel like they got what they worked for, and they feel like it was a fair price for the car. And the fact that I gave you some pushback, the fact that I made it hard for you, actually makes you view that car as more valuable. It's crazy in a way, but it also totally makes sense in a way, right? Because otherwise, this makes me seem dishonest. Similarly, with a girl, if as a guy you're too into her too quickly, it seems dishonest. Why does he like me this much? I didn't do anything. I didn't earn it. I didn't deserve it. He must not be a high-value guy. So even if you could get immediately together, she wouldn't value you in the same way. Do you understand that? She even like this nice little like pleasant romance where you just love each other from day one, love at first sight. You wouldn't even fucking want that. A woman wouldn't even really want that. Love at first sight, it would be boring for her, and she wouldn't even like respect the guy enough or like value the guy enough because she didn't have to work for him. As crazy as that all sounds, okay? That's a little nuts, but it's actually the case in human nature. One final reason why storyline or plotline is so important is that women don't exist in a vacuum. Remember, social approval and social interaction is life or death important for women, okay? So when a girl's with a guy, just her liking him isn't enough, right? If a girl really likes you, but all her friends say you're a piece of shit, and not in that like, he's bad for you kind of piece of shit, but like you're a loser kind of piece of shit, she's going to lose attraction for you, right? Or if you meet this girl and the story of how you met is like makes her seem really slutty or seems really boring or not interesting, and she tries to tell that to her friends, are like, okay, whatever. But if you have a cool story for how you met, or she has a cool like way of representing you to her friends and she can brag about you, that's going to make you seem cooler to her, cooler to her friends, and that feedback is going to make her like you more. This is another reason why the drama, the storyline is so important. It's like, imagine if I told you, like, I fucked a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. You'd be like, holy shit, that's awesome. Versus if I was like, you know, I had sex with this really cute girl the other day. It's essentially the same thing in terms of value. Who the fuck cares, like, that she's a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, really? Like, what does it really matter? But the one, it makes you feel like it's a bigger accomplishment. It makes it a better story. It makes it cooler to you. And so it's more fun to tell. It's the same kind of thing. If the story of how you met, the story of what she can tell to her friends is cooler, it makes her feel more attraction when she deals with them. And funny enough, because she anticipates that, it makes her feel more attraction in the moment even before she deals with them as well.